What's going on, guys? Mike here. Today I have a very special analogy to give to you guys. What if HEXMax and HEX could be viewed as real estate? And I'll tell you what I mean in a second. So you guys hopefully have played Monopoly before. It's one of my favorite games. Now on Monopoly, you have the houses and the hotels. So as I explain this, I'm hoping that you guys will be able to appreciate this analogy and comment down below to give me your thoughts. But for those that don't know, I'm doing a 100-day experiment where I'm staking 5 million through the traditional Richard Hart contract. And then I'm also staking an additional 5 million through HEXMax. And I want to see what the performance is over time. So in this video, not only am I going to give you this analogy, but I'm going to be using real life numbers, all right, as to what, for the last 6 days, what the performance has been. All right, so with the traditional Richard Hart contract, so far, on average, based on the last 6 days, I've been earning around 1,300 hex per day. Now, keep in mind, this is the asset value, this isn't liquid. I can't take out, it's not like I'm earning 1,300 hex that I'm able to withdraw right away. I have to wait until the stake ends, all right? So just for this example, imagine spending 5 million hex on this house, this green house, and it produces 1,300 hex per day in value that you will be able to redeem at the end of the stake. In this case, it's 100 days. So now, let's look at HEXMax. HEXMax, I spent 5 million, and it's producing, on average, for the last 6 days, it's been averaging about 12,000 hex per day. Now, this is cash flow. This is liquid. I'm not including in this number the appreciation, because remember, when we stake through HEXMax, you're still staking through the original Richard Hart contract. You just have the added benefits of additional revenue streams when people enter and exit, etc. So far, the performance for me with 5 million hex has been, on average, 12,000 hex per day. That's liquid, that I view as cash flow. And once again, this excludes the original, what I'm earning on the contract itself that I'll be able to redeem. And also this number also factors in the fee, which I'll get into in a second. But there is a cost, and the cost is, imagine a real estate broker saying, look, you can get this cash flow. You can, for the same amount, 5 million hex, you can get 12,000 hex per day, but there's a 10% down payment. Just like on a regular house, you have a 10% down payment. And then also factor in that in the future, when you do decide to exit, they're going to charge a 10% fee as well. So that's the analogy. It's 10% down, and then a 10% future sale, also known as the exit. So to put these in real life numbers, you have, since I invested 5 million hex, that's 500K down payment today. And then eventually it's going to be 500K in the future. But by doing that, it gets me 12,000 hex per day cash flow. Now, keep in mind, of course, with Hex, or with HEXMax, and also with Hex, it doesn't really matter. These numbers don't necessarily mean that the future performance will be these. It could also mean tomorrow there is no cash flow for any of them. So once again, guys, as a disclaimer, only invest more than you can afford to lose. But given those numbers, 12,000 hex per day versus around, 1,300 hex per day, how would you guys view this? Do you think this is a good analogy? So far, my opinion, and this is just strictly my opinion, but I underestimated, or let's say, how do I say this? HEXMax isn't producing the high enough cash flow as to what I was expecting. I had other expectations that it would be faster. And once again, guys, this is just an experiment. However, I'm starting to wake up to the fact of, well, it doesn't matter if I'm planning to hold my hex anyways. I'd rather have it in something like HEXMax because I know eventually I'll break even. And at least once I'm at break even, then the cash flow is beautiful and it's liquid. So that's where I stand, guys. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts. Yeah, tell me what you think. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel where I post videos about my experiment, the 100-day challenge experiment, but also just random things, random ideas around the Hex community. And also, if you guys are interested in HEXMax, check out my referral link, hexmax.io. And yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.